1, 2, 3.
What is going on, y'all?
How's it going? Welcome back to opening night.
Episode 2, Electric Boogaloo.
And here we are, gonna review Bloodshot.
Yep, good old Vin Diesel.
Psych! We ain't with that hype.
Mm-mm.
We went for the hunt. Also, I opened up the window this episode because it gets hot in here, so I'm going to try and make sure that you can't hear any of the background noises, if there are any. And also, on another note, last week's episode, I said it was going to release on Friday. I didn't know my workflow yet for editing this. That's why it came out on Saturday. But I think this time, 95% sure it will come out.
We'll be good with
tomorrow.
It. So, all you crazy fans, you just got chill. Let the man do his work.
It will be out on the official opening night. All right, now we can get into it.
Also, real quick, spoiler alert. So, go ahead and see the movie if you haven't.
Yep.
And then come back.
Spoilers ahead. All right, so The Hunt. General overview what the movie's about. These people get selected to get hunted by other people, and that's basically what the whole movie's about.
Basically.
And it's a satire, and a very exaggerated, absurd satire.
This ain't your mama's Mark Twain satire.
No, yeah. It's not for the faint of heart. Like, if you're sensitive, like if you were just offended by me saying sensitive, that might be you. You might get offended by this movie. Fun fact, it was actually supposed to release last year, September, but it got pushed back till now because of the controversy that it started up. It was going to release right after these mass shootings that happened. So, and obviously this is about killing people. So that was one reason. 2, it caused a lot of controversy because of the people that are getting hunted and the people that are hunting. In the movie, they're called deplorables, and that's how she's describing the people that are getting hunted. And the people that are getting hunted are portrayed, the initial people, they're like the critics that saw it initially, they thought these people were getting portrayed like your stereotypical Trump supporter.
Mm-hmm.
And the hunters were the stereotypical anti-Trump supporters.
Well, I would say like stereotypical liberals.
Okay, yeah. But since the stereotypical Trump supporters were getting hunted, obviously the people won't like that. So it got pushed back. But it got released. I do want to know, like, if they actually like changed anything within the movie,
mm-hmm.
like, if they changed any scenes that were just like,
or like they got rid of some scenes.
Yeah. Because when you watch the movie, it's kind of hard to not realize that it's satire. Like, it's always in your face. For me, it was always in your face, and it was a bit too much. Like, it's not like I'm the sensitive one, but it was more about that than it was about people getting hunted in like this almost like a battle royale type of scenario.
Yeah. Like with the weapons that like the hunters give the hunted, it kind of reminded me of Hunger Games a little bit.
Yeah. Because isn't one of the Hunger Games like the weapons start or is it all? I don't remember. The weapons start in the middle, and then they have to run and get weapons.
Yeah.
Obviously the only difference in like a Hunger Games battle royale scenario, the people getting hunted are not fighting each other. They're supposed to be on the same team. And also the general, like, what the story is built on, that these people are getting hunted. So these people are getting hunted because they posted online 18 months before this movie starts, or
I think it was a year.
A year,
yeah,
yeah.
a year.
They posted something online going against the main antagonist. Her name's Athena. And um, and they were like saying like Athena is a crazy murderer. She's killing all these people at her manor, and all because Athena had said in a text message in a group chat with like her coworkers. She was a CEO of a big company. Who knows? Yeah. And she put in there that
she was like so happy that the hunt will take place at the manor. Well, hunting the deplorables, something like that.
It's gonna be soon, and she's happy that it's gonna be soon. And then her friends are like, "Oh, I thought we were going to talk about the manor or the hunt, the manor, in text messages, and blah blah blah." And then one of those people that were in that group chat, their text messages got hacked, and then those text messages leaked, and then that's how this conspiracy that Athena had this manor that she was killing people at started. And these people that were chosen to get hunted believed this conspiracy fully, and were bringing it to light to people and making other people believe about it. And all those people in that group chat got fired from their jobs because of that, and obviously including Athena. And then for some reason, this is where it starts to fall apart for me. For some reason, they wanted to make it real. Yeah. Again, it fits in with like the satirical part, but again, it's like super absurd satirical. Like, why would these people that just got fired go crazy and find these people that were making other people believe this conspiracy is real and hunt them?
And just go along with it. Like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll kill these people.
Yeah, like, you're making people believe it's real. You think it's real. Let's make it real.
Yeah.
What?
It's a little bit just like, okay.
Yeah, it's a little out there.
Yeah.
But
also, I would like to point out that it is not actually a manor. It's a house in Vermont.
It's a 3-bedroom house.
Yeah.
For some reason, she did not like the word manor.
Yeah.
Maybe that's part of some sort of satirical thing there. I don't know. And also, in between the time that they started looking for people to hunt and the time that it started was 8 months. And in those 8 months, Athena trained super hard and apparently became this crazy psycho,
like, fighting woman. Just like kind of like a watered down John Wick.
Yeah.
If he was a female.
Yeah. Okay, I'll come back to that because you said female and it reminded me. But anyways, yeah. So in those 8 months, she became so good at fighting, which I guess is possible, but again, absurd satire.
We'll get back to that point too when we're talking about the other characters.
Yeah. And also the main protagonist, I guess. I just remember her last name was May. I don't remember her first name. But she had codename Snowball. Because it's also the hunters kind of thought of this like Animal Farm. If you haven't read that book.
Yeah.
We read that freshman year. Actually, no, that was not my book. I read freshman year.
Actually, that was my book freshman year.
Yeah, I forgot.
Shout out Miss O'Banion if you're out there.
I think my book was Fahrenheit 451. Oh no, it was George Orwell's 1983.
83. Yeah.
But I didn't actually read it.
I only read half of Animal Farm.
But one of the characters in Animal Farm, they're animals that talk, and they all mean something, I guess. But one of them's Snowball, and the main and protagonist, her code name was Snowball, and because she was like, Snowball was like represented like the perfect ideas, and everyone like would make false claims about Snowball, to make them look bad. Which doesn't really go with her. And then at the end, when they have this big fight scene, which is actually kind of cool fight scene.
Yeah, it was actually pretty well done.
She asked like why she call her Snowball when Athena should be called Snowball, because she's like the perfect idealist or whatever. But anyways, so that's another thing. Like she became in 8 months a John Wick.
Yeah, it's a watered down John Wick.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah.
And then when I first saw this part, it wasn't later. So, eventually Snowball May. Oh, also she's the wrong May. But we don't know that. And then because we don't know that, when she finds all the hunters in their little bunker, she kills them all, but like very tactfully. And then there's even a military guy there, which later we find out he's just a National Guard. But
so he never really was in any wars.
Yeah. But he was there to consult them and was like training them. And she even like beat him up and also killed him. Very easy. Well, yeah, very easily. Like he did not put up a good fight. So when I first saw that, before we didn't know like her backstory, I was like, what? How is this civilian able to just beat up on an army guy like that easily?
Yeah,
even if he's just National Guard.
Like at the first scene when like the survivors wake up, like it cuts to this like blonde girl, and then she sees May like on the other side of this river. She pulls a pin from her name tag, and then she puts a leaf in the river, and then puts her pin.
First, she like adds static with her hair.
Yeah, to like make like a makeshift compass.
Yeah.
And she's all like, "Oh, well, it's pointing this way. I'm gonna go this way."
Yeah.
And we don't see her till like 5-10 minutes later.
Yeah. Yeah. So that right there, that initial skill that she portrays, like, I honestly would have never thought of taking a pin from my name tag and giving it static to make it a compass. I mean, if you're ever lost, do that. If you have some sort of metallic pin, and it'll tell you what's way. Except how does she know that way's north versus the other way the pins?
I don't know.
That's what I've always wondered, because I've seen that before.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, I guess it always pulls it north, so I guess you just gotta. No, I just because either I don't know. If someone
if you guys know, then just explain it in the comments.
Yeah, but again, she knew which way was north apparently. And at the time you're like, wait, I thought she's just a civilian. So like, how does she know that? That's a very random skill to have. But then at the end, first. The first clue we get, she's talking to that army guy that she just beat up. He's not dead yet. She eventually shoots him, but apparently she went to Afghanistan and did two tours in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So she was actually in the real fighting. So that explains how she just killed all those other hunters very easily, tactfully, and beat up this one guy, the one army guy. And also, we eventually find out that is not the right May. Apparently, there's another May in her town that spells her name with E, and she spells her name with Y. And she's like, yeah, I even get her mail sometimes. So Athena is like, no, you're definitely the right May.
Like, she doesn't believe her at all.
Yeah. And eventually, once they fight, which also the way Athena dies versus the way that Snowball May just survives is also, again, kind of like, what?
Yeah. It's a little bit weird.
Because May, after getting beat up for a good 5 minutes, gets stabbed like in her side with a blender, like
so
the blender blade.
Yeah. It was like a little bit like wider than your normal ones.
And then also some sort of stick or metal rod thing.
I think it was like a meat thermometer or something.
I could not tell, but it was something with stabby, right into her shoulder, and eventually she just survives and walks off very easily, actually.
Yeah.
But Athena, so after she gets stabbed in the side, they're like up close, and Athena's like choking. I don't remember, but May pulls her in to the side, so now Athena has also gotten stabbed because it was double-sided because it's like a blade thingy.
Yeah. And then she does it again. She does it twice.
Yeah, so she stabs Athena twice. Now, granted, it was like more like in the middle instead of like the side where Snowball got stabbed. But from those 2 stabs, Athena dies. Even though May over here got stabbed in the side and in the shoulder.
Yeah. And you would think that if she pulls Athena to like stab her too, that the blade would also go deeper in her.
Yeah. So again, a little
bit like.
Yeah. But also she just gets up, this was funny that she just goes into that lady's room, puts on her dress. After cleaning her wound, like burning it closed. What is that called?
Cauterizing?
Yeah. Or is that when you... No. Yeah, that's what it is. And then it goes out to her private jet and just flies home. So the ending was kind of like... okay. But I did like that. Even though it was absurd satire, it still pointed out. It still had some good society. What's the name? Like conversations about society.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a term for it.
Yeah. Miss O'Banion, if you're watching, you're probably disappointed.
She's disappointed I didn't read my book. Just I hope you get what I'm trying to say, but they make conversation about what's going on in society now.
Mm-hmm.
And at the very start, the hunters are on the private jet, and they're very rich, they're very entitled, and you can tell that. The first guy we meet, the stewardess comes over and asks what he wants to eat. He says, asks, what do you want? What do you have? And she's like, calamari. And he's like, oh, have you ever had calamari? And she's like, actually, no, I haven't. And he's like, well, I had calamari last night. So what else do you got?
Yeah. He's like, do you have like this type of Mediterranean food, or like grilled fish, lettuce wrap?
Yeah. So he, right off the start, we get the sense that these people are entitled. Like, he's eating calamari every night. Mm-hmm. And calamari is, I mean, it's not a rich people food, but
it's good.
Is it considered a delicacy? I don't know. I'm not rich.
I'm not rich either.
And then later on, I like this this image that they came back to at the end when she gets on the private plane. The pilot and the stewardess are still there waiting for the rich people to come back, but then they're surprised that she came back. And she doesn't kill them because obviously she doesn't know how to fly a plane. But the stewardess asks her what she wants to eat, obviously being very scared. And right away, she offers the calamari again, and right away, May just says yes. Even though that first guy, like, was like, I don't want calamari, like, give me something else.
He was a bit of an asshole about it.
May right away was just like, yes, just give me whatever that is. And then she's like, have you ever had calamari? Same question the guy asked. And Sirtis obviously still said no. And then May was like, all right, go ahead, sit down, let's eat this together. I did like that. That was a nice conversation on society. And I'm trying not to get too political here, even though this movie is very
Or else everybody's gonna be like, oh, they're conservative, oh, they're liberal. It's just like, just leave us out of that.
Yeah, like again, the movie is very satirical, so it was making fun of both sides.
Mm-hmm. But I could see how some people would think like, oh, it's making more fun of conservatives. Oh, it's making more fun of liberals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you look at it from a objective point of view, at least try to put some effort into it, you can see that both sides are getting made fun of, and there's not really a bias to either side. Like, they're killing the conservatives, but the liberals are the bad guys. So, they're both losing.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, one getting killed is a little bit more bad, which I can see why that controversy started. But they're both made fun of because of the satire. That's why I said it's not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
Not for the sensitive people out there. You're gonna get your feelings hurt. I'll tell you right now.
Both sides.
Yeah.
Both sides.
From both sides. Yeah. I like the humor from the liberal side when they're. This goes back to the female comment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of the hunters was a girl, and
I think her name was Liberty.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Liberty.
Her name. I don't know if I'm assuming these were like all code names, but yeah, Liberty. I forget the rest. And then one of the other hunters was like, "Come on, guys, let's." I don't. He said, but he generalized everyone as guys, and then she was like, "Did you really just say guys?" And he's like, "Sorry, you're a girl. Sorry, I generalized everyone as a guy." For that was in my head hilarious because someone's gotten mad at me for saying guys.
I did not know this story.
Yeah. I work at a theater and I was handing this group of older ladies their tickets, and I was like, all right, your guys' movie is going to be on that side. And the main lady, like, her friends walk away and she stays, and I was like, what are you still doing here? And she's like, next time, don't call us guys. We're not guys. We're ladies. And me, for a second, I thought she was just like trying to be funny. So I just kind of did the nervous laughter. Like, but no, she was serious. And I was blown away. I was like, I obviously did not mean to offend you, but guys is just a general, a collective term.
Yeah, I would say a collective term.
It's a group of people. Not necessarily, I'm not talking about your gender. But anyways, I thought that was funny because that had happened to me. I got yelled at for using the collective word guys. So yeah. But there's one of the rich guys was also, when we go back in time and realize, like, when they tell us how they chose each person, he was wearing a kimono.
Yeah, this was a calamari guy.
Yeah. He was wearing a kimono. And one of the other liberals points out and is like, is that a kimono? Come on, that's
appropriating. Yeah.
And then also in that segment, they had slideshows showing each person they were gonna hunt. And then one of the slides was a black guy, and all of them were conservatives that they were showing. And one of them was a black guy. And then right away they're like, "Oh, come on! Why are you gonna show him? What, like?"
Yeah, and then the guy, like, going through the slides, he's all like, "Well, if there's not one person of color in there, then it's gonna be weird."
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
So that little humor in there, that little spice of satirical humor.
Yeah, it's like I would say that's kind of fourth wall because none of the other characters were people of color. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, like were obviously like actually talking to us. Like
Yeah.
no one in the movie was black. They had one. What did he say it was? Arab?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or he was just
he was
pretending.
He was the son. Well, I would say they had like immigrant parents, but he was born in Connecticut.
Yeah. He explains that. But he's the only person of color in the movie, so they were obviously talking to us, and like,
yeah,
we understand that we have no person of color here besides this one guy. So again, funny little satirical moments. But overall, like those satirical moments were funny. But at those like plot holes, I don't even know if they're called plot holes, but her being the liberals just actually wanting to do the manner.
Yeah.
And then also training, and she's a unexperienced John Wick, fighting her other counterpart. Like it goes with the satire, but for me it was just a bit too much. So if you don't like super satire movies, you might not like it. I know there's another movie that came out recently. Jojo Rabbit was apparently another satirical movie. I never saw it.
I've never seen it either.
But this, I'm going to assume, is not the same kind of satire.
Yeah, because I think in Jojo Rabbit, like, it's a little kid obsessed with Nazism.
Yeah.
And, like, his mom is hiding a Jewish girl at their house at the same time.
Yeah. So it's a bit... This one's a bit more relevant. And I think that's why I got the controversy and the all this talk. I will give it to them, the people, the marketing team, because they use that to their advantage. On their new poster, it has The Hunt and then the release date, their original release date of September 15th or whatever, and then it's crossed out, and then their new release date of whatever today is, March 12th or whatever. Yeah. March 13th, because it's coming out tomorrow. Yeah. And behind that is all these it's like the most talked about movie that has never released or hasn't released yet. And then all these newspaper magazine reviews behind it saying like, oh, it's super controversial and stuff like that. So they use it to like, it's their own promotion. The controversy was their own promotion. So I will give it to the marketing team. I'll give them a point for that. So also, I don't know if the pig. So there's a pig named Orwell. I don't know if he had like some sort of meaning besides his name being Orwell
and him representing Snowball.
Yeah. So I'm not. I mean, he had a shirt on. The pig had a shirt.
It's like the characters were fascinated by it.
Yeah, they're like, where'd Orwell go?
And it was like, you named the pig.
So yeah, they named the pig. They had a fascination with the pig. Whatever. I don't understand. But what was I just gonna say? Oh yeah, if you guys have ever read the short story, throwback to freshman year again.
Miss O'Banion.
Someone send this link to Miss O'Banion, please.
Yeah, if you guys could find her. She got married, so she might have a different name. So
yeah. The Most Dangerous Game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember who wrote it, but it's a short story, and these people get sent to an island, and
isn't it just one guy?
Oh yeah, you're right. It is just one guy, and then the owner of that island or whoever has the house on that island hunts this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the co-writers took inspiration from that short story, and then made it. One of the articles I've read described it as a more devilish version of The Most Dangerous Game. I want to see The Most Dangerous Game like a movie, but not satirical and political like this movie was.
Just regular, just old fashioned.
Yeah, like someone getting hunted, like a more action-y movie, and not with uh, another plan, a different. What's the word?
Story?
A different plan, like a different
Direction?
Can't think of the word. Damn it.
Different plot?
No, jeez. So this movie was their intent, a different intention. Fuck. Whatever.
We'll just go with intention.
Yeah. This movie obviously did not have the intention of being a action movie of people getting hunted by other people. Agenda. It had a different agenda.
Yes, there we go.
And their agenda was to be satirical to politics in general, in right now.
In today's political climate.
Yes. So I want to see The Most Dangerous Game without a different agenda to it. Just The Most Dangerous Game.
Just give me the guy who's hunted all animals, but he wants to hunt the most elusive one.
Yes, that is the basis of The Most Dangerous Game. I feel like that could be
I feel like it'd be a good movie too.
Yeah.
If done right.
Yes. Like this movie, I honestly feel like, again, it was absurd satire, but it still could have been done better. Like it was just like in your face almost.
Mm-hmm.
Another movie that was like that, Black Christmas. If you ever seen that, it came out last December. For sorority girls, get kidnapped by this frats, but the frats are using magic. Yeah, it's yeah.
Man, they're using magic.
Yeah, yeah. But it's like a horror movie. It's a PG-13 horror movie. PG-13 horror movies don't usually do as good as rated R horror movies at all. But this one was it was supposed to be a horror movie. Like that's what they advertised it as. When you saw the trailer, you just thought horror movie. But when you saw the movie, it was up in your face political. And I just didn't like it at all. Okay, not at all, because that's very harsh, coming from a creative and telling me, like, if someone were to tell me they didn't like my work at all, I'd be like, damn.
Yeah.
But I realize that there's people that work on these movies and they put a lot of time and effort into it. So I'm not gonna say it was the worst thing ever, because it wasn't. There's actually one shot in that movie that I really, really liked. So there was good parts to it. But anyways, in general, I did not like it. But it had its good parts. But in general, I did not like it. I think I gave it like a 6.5 or something like that. It was my lowest score that I've given a movie. But it was up in your face political. Like, I don't want to be preached to like that. This movie The Hunt was not preachy, but it was almost on the verge of it because of how absurdly satirical it was, even though it was making fun of both sides.
Mm-hmm.
But in of itself could be like something that is trying to tell us, that something the filmmaker is trying to tell us, like, stop being like so stop being sensitive. And also, like, if your side isn't doing something correctly, like, just because they're your side doesn't mean that you should be following whatever they're doing, that it's wrong. Yeah. Maybe the other side has some good points. Just because it's your side doesn't mean you have to be 100% like your side. Like, I know, talking about loyalty now, it sounded like I'm telling you not to be loyal to your people or whatever. But you get what I mean. Yeah. If something's going wrong, why are you following them?
Yeah.
I can relate this right now to what's going on because we all know the coronavirus is going around, and I'm going to try not to get too political, but our president, Mr. Trump, is saying it's not that crazy of a virus or whatever. And even though it's all these health officials, his own health officials are saying that it is. And then everybody else that follows Trump is like, yeah, Trump is right.
Coronavirus isn't real.
And in that, I'd be like, just because you're on the same side doesn't mean you have to be blind to what's...
It doesn't mean you have to agree with them.
Yeah. Blind faith. There's a difference between loyalty and blind faith. And I think that's what this movie is trying to say. Or maybe that's what what we're just trying to input in the movie, but it's food for thought, you know?
It's art.
Yeah.
Art is subjective.
Exactly. If blind faith, loyalty, two different things. You just got to realize when you're blindly following someone. Yeah, that's my mini political spiel. Also, on a side note, the coronavirus is actually is going to affect this podcast in a way because actually movies are getting pushed back. Yeah, movies are getting pushed back because of the coronavirus.
Yeah, because I read today that Fast and Furious was getting pushed back.
Yes, Fast and Furious, Mulan.
Mulan.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
The No Time to Lie, No Time to Die,
No
the
Time to
007
Lie.
movie. And I'm pretty sure it's all public information, because I'm a manager at the theater now, so this isn't classified or whatever.
Yeah, it's
because people can't buy tickets for anywhere. We took off the sales, so yeah, everyone knows that all these movies are getting pushed back because of the coronavirus to stop the spread. So we might.
Yeah, and right now my classes are going online in 2 weeks.
This is real.
Yeah, this is real stuff. It's crazy.
So yeah, with the podcast, we're still gonna watch whatever movie's coming out, and
we got you,
and we're still gonna entertain you all the way to the end.
All the way to the end.
So final score time. Unless you have anything else to add.
Not really. I don't know. I like some of the actors, because the calamari guy. I know that actor from different I know him from a show. I don't know if you've seen it, but It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I know it, but I've never seen it.
He plays Dennis, and he kind of acts the same way as this guy, because Dennis
like a dick.
Yeah, he kind of acts like a dick. And this Dennis character, he always tries to show he's superior than his friends, because Charlie, Mac, his sister Dee, and then his dad Frank, played by, of course, the legend Danny DeVito. Yeah, he always tries to show he's superior than them in certain situations. It's just pretty funny, and it's yeah. But it was, for me, it was kind of okay, he needs to branch off to do other characters, because I love Dennis, but I don't want to see him in another piece of media where
he's exactly the same.
Yeah,
kind of like Vin Diesel.
Yeah. Vin Diesel plays the same guy.
Bloodshot.
Family, Bloodshot. Speaking of Bloodshot,
Riddick.
Yeah, Riddick. Okay, I kind of have a soft spot for Riddick.
I mean, generally Riddick's good, but it's we were talking about this at work. He plays the same role, kind of the same way, but it's very serious and no emotion, even in Fast and Furious.
Mm-hmm. Just one ride at a time. Family.
Yeah.
Pot on my brother.
Was it quarter mile at a time?
Yeah, exactly. Quarter mile at a time.
Yeah. I did find it funny that Kristen Stewart was one of the people getting hunted. She played the dumb blonde. And at the end of the credits called her Yoga Pants.
Yeah. Cause she was in a full blue like
sweatsuit thing. The credits were kind of funny because it was against like funny inside satirical jokes.
No.
But
speaking of that, real quick, sorry. Just I just thought about this because since she was on the conservative side and she was blonde, I kind of thought to myself maybe she's representing Tommy Lauren or something like that.
Oh, Tommy Lauren.
I don't know. I just thought of that. Food for thought.
Yeah, the other two girls on the liberal side were not blonde.
Yeah.
They were brunette. But Kristen Stewart, probably like one of the more famous actors in this movie, besides the main antagonist. She played. Wait. Who else? I forgot her name. Main, Athena, but her.
Hilary Swank.
Her. She's another famous actor. I just don't remember what else she's in. But I found it funny that Kristen Stewart, she died right away. She got shot in the head.
Because there's like a shot that misses her at first, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't get shot." And then at that moment, you're like, "She's gonna get shot."
And then boom. So I found it funny that they killed her off right away. Like they kind of, it was funny because they kind of showcased it with the camera work that she was gonna be like the main character.
Mm-hmm.
If you hadn't seen the trailer or whatever, that you knew it was the other girl, but because one of the conservative people wakes up before he was supposed to, so he wakes up on the plane on the way over, and they kill him right then and there, and then they drag his body back to the other people that are still asleep, and then right away the camera pans to Kristen Stewart, and then they wake up and it starts off with Kristen Stewart again. So they make it seem like she's gonna be the main character, and then she dies right away.
Just
yep, her brain splatter everywhere onto this guy,
mm-hmm.
who also dies.
Yeah.
Out of the 12 that were chosen to be in this, one survives. Also, they kind of left it like in the air, but at the end, when they killed everyone in the bunker, there was actually 2 people left. The main girl, May, and the other guy was named Don.
Oh yeah.
And then Athena goes on the radio because there's a radio in the room and was like, "Dawn, did you kill her?" And they make it seem that Athena and Dawn were on the same side. And once Athena and May confront each other, she's like, "So did you kill Dawn? Was he actually one of us, or did I just trick you?" So I'm like, huh.
Yeah. And then like at the credits too, they like list his character name like Don ? Question mark.
Yeah.
Which is pretty funny.
Yeah. So that one's kind of up in there. I wish we would have gotten in a concrete answer as if he was actually on Athena's side or May's side. Because May just shot him. Because she thought that he was on Athena's side. So I just wish we would have gotten a concrete answer. Also, another thing I did not like, the whole, like, when they were at the Croatian fugitive camp.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of out of nowhere. I don't know. It was just a little extra, like.
Yeah. Oh, good. Speaking of Croatia, like, it wasn't actually in Vermont.
Yeah.
The house. The house was in Croatia.
Yeah. It was all happening in Croatia, and they hop on this train, find the fugitives.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also weird because they find one of the hunters. So I mean, I guess they had it all planned out. They knew that if they were to get on the train, that they were gonna end up at the refugee camp, and then that the ambassador, which was another hunter, was gonna come and pick them up, and then just lead them back to the house and just kill them. But I don't know. I just that whole refugee camp thing was, I don't know. It was just.
It's just kind of weird.
I don't know. It was weird. It was out of place. Like. Yeah, it was very out of place. It was But anyways,
sorry for the sidetrack.
Yeah, I think that's it. Also, actually, speaking of characters, the May, I don't think she's ever been in any other movie.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen her in anything else.
Yeah. But she played her part very interestingly.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was very interesting, especially so when the ambassador guy picks them up from the refugee camp. He's like asking all these questions to her and the other guy, and she realizes that he's lying, and then she like makes this weird. She had very weird facial expressions.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but she did. And she like grabs
wait.
Yep. And then like turns over and kicks him out. But like her facial expressions, that's the one thing that stuck with me. Her facial expressions were very interesting.
Yeah. Because when she was talking to the National Guard guy, she was all like, "Yeah, I went, and then got back." And,
yeah, I don't actually.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, so yeah, he's talking to him, and something about she works at a car rental, and she can't put on that, so I'm just gonna go her. I thought she meant murder, but I'm not sure. That again was a very weird character trait.
She kind of had weird mannerisms.
Yeah, but I guess it kind of kind of. But yeah, I think that's it. Final score.
Final score. I would give it a 7.5.
7.5.
7.5.
I will give it a 6.8.
Oh.
6.85. 6.85.
6.85.
6.85 out of 10. I still think it could have been better.
Yeah.
The humor helped. But, yeah, 6.85.
Yeah, solid.
All right. Well, that's about it. That's it for this episode. Also, our podcast is now a lot more on a lot more audio platforms. We were on Spotify. Our first episode was on Spotify. And then now our episodes are going to be on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Casts, and Radio Public. They're all podcasting or podcasting listening platforms. So if you don't want to see our beautiful faces,
or if you just want to hear our sexy voices,
you can go over there, put some earphones in your ears, and you can just listen to us. Listen to us as you're driving to work. Listen to us as you're taking a nice stroll through the park.
And then there's this guy who gives you a funny cigarette.
And this list will continue to build. Hopefully Apple Podcasts will eventually be on there.
Because why are we up to 5 platforms?
Yeah. So go consume our content. Yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yeah. Leave any comments that you guys want.
Yeah.
Could be about anything about what we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
What you guys thought if you watched the movie.
Yeah. Sorry the discussion down there in the comments. But that'll do it for this episode. We will see you next week we will see you on the next opening night. Peace.
Peace.
Sick.
Hell yeah.